seconds for it to catch up.
Well, frick you too.
I usually wait until the 30-second mark before it really solidifies, yo. Do, do, do. You should be good now if you wanna
All right.
talk.
Hey there, folks. How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Jumpchain Terminal Season. We're exploring the world of RWBY and of, killer geese. At the very least, he had killer dance moves last episode.
Heck,
Dance, boy! Cool. Everything should be moving. Yeah, we should be good. Yep.
Okay. Anyone want to do the recap of last time?
Katie?
Oh, how dare you give me responsibilities? The goose danced. Trains exploded. Well, some parts of trains exploded. Boxes thrown. There was like an anime boy and an anime girl.
Hi, Piranha.
And also anime goose.
And Jackalope went over the cliff.
All right.
Yeah.
People fell off cliffs.
We stayed hungry, we devoured.
You've successfully completed the mission that you were assigned of taking about half of the overall stuff. Worked out surprisingly well.
Yeah, we
Aside from the fact that Jackalope went over a cliff with some sort of crazy person. The exact flavor of crazy is still to be debated, I think.
All according to Keikaku.
Translator's note. All according to means Dori.
Keikaku means clam. Why didn't you just say clam?
Did I stutter?
Why is it Keikaku?
But
The
yeah.
plants will never be forgotten.
Now, I actually don't have a map that represents the warehouse, but seeing as you all have individual warehouses, I'll just kind of ignore that. You've all arrived, in, with the exception of Jackalope, inside of the warehouse. I just said the word. How did I forget it? Inside the warehouse of Heli. It's
Yeah,
how do you
Heli,
pronounce
and
it
then
again?
It's Lynn here, but yeah, it's
Okay.
Heli.
yeah, we landed in Lynn's warehouse, and then we moved over to my warehouse to actually make it so she stops being unbelievably in pain.
This is true. The med bay is a very useful tool. It will take the process of a couple of hours, but considering the fact that a lot of bones were broken, a couple of hours isn't a surprisingly long period of time of recovery, especially with your aura bolstering it. Do you want to wait that whole time before stepping out and bringing all of the dust out as a group?
The warehouse will close if the master user steps out? Is that what it is? Is it?
So I'm going to, normally that would be true, but that would be inside of single player Jumpchain, which allows for some weird timey-wimey shenanigans to go on. I would say that the time progresses inside of a warehouse so long as anyone is within it. So, for example, even if it's your warehouse, if Katie was in it, time would still progress. Though in this case, when I'm asking the question, I mean like time doesn't freeze outside of the world. So if you want to take the time to recover, it will mean that it'll be a little bit longer before you deliver the dust through the other side of the portal. Or you can just have your teammates shove it in there.
I guess we gotta talk to the teammates. So I turn to them and I say, what do you guys want to do? Because I might take the time, but do you guys just want to go ahead and start shoving the boxes through, or what's the plan?
I can deliver the boxes with Katie, and you can get some rest. Assume Jackalop's gonna try to find us at some point, so...
Right. It's like kind of worried about him, but yeah. All right.
Yeah, he'll probably be fine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Just making sure that the other map is ready. All right. And you said you were having Katie and Hunter transfer the stuff through?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Click. Welcome back to the map. As you arrive, the first things first, I'm assuming you look through the portal to make sure that everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a thing.
Yeah, I just ask because, like, just in case.
I
But
would.
yeah, everything does seem fine. You do notice that the only person here appears to be the big guy. Probably due to the fact that since you came immediately after all this, the travel time, they're probably not expecting it to be this quick.
Mm-hmm.
However, who poked their head out first, Katie or Hunter?
I'm gonna say me.
Okay.
Yeah.
The large guy notices you and seems to be caught off guard for a moment before saying, "Is the mission complete?"
Yep. Did good.
Excellent.
I only got shot a little bit. Just so you know, in case you were wondering.
I see. And finish the delivery. He gestures. Do you need assistance carrying it out?
How heavy are these things?
They're not they're heavier than you could feasibly do alone.
Mm-hmm.
Did I give them permission to step into the warehouse? Oh, do I want them to? Whatever. You know, this is probably like the only time that I'll let them into the warehouse anyway. So, sure, I'll just make it like an open.
Alright.
Okay.
Assistance would be appreciated.
He gives a nod as he calls out. He doesn't say any specific names, but a pair of familiar faces do arrive. They are the same people who were standing guard at the door before.
Hmm.
They give you a slight nod and seem to be ready to follow you.
I'll nod back as I head back towards the materials.
Material world.
Material world.
So you're able to ferry it out rather slowly. The four of you are able to push the very large crates, and the huge guy then proceeds to start pulling it the rest of the way out. Due to the fact that, as it was stated before, it's a whole the portal was created in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That does mean that gravity is really weird when trying to move it around, due to the fact that on one side it's falling and on the other side it's also falling, but in different directions.
A little bit weird, but yeah.
Takes a little bit, but in less than an hour, sure enough, all of the stuff that you were able to get is out. You can see that one of the two guards seems to be using her scroll to scan the barcodes on the sides of it, ticking off boxes. Let's see. Yep, it's a little less than half. Seems like the mission is complete.
Yeah, we ran into a little bit of trouble trying to get all half, and we decided to cut our losses as they were.
I see. Is that why the remainder of your team isn't here?
Aye. Lynn is currently getting fixed up, and last we saw Jackalope, he got thrown out of the train. We are currently not sure where his location is in any way, shape, or form. Although,
I'll send
I
backup.
assume you have some way of tracking him.
You could say that. We have trackers. But he seems to think over it for a moment. Actually, he gestures towards the longer haired of the two guards. Find Aoi. Finding him shouldn't be difficult. After all, Aoi exchanged information in terms of scrolls, as I recall. Now, Was there anything else that was necessary? Your payment will be given to you shortly.
Yeah. Excuse me. Where's Fluffy?
Oh, the large Grim?
Yeah.
He's currently inside of well, you could say that it's the dungeon.
You put Fluffy in the dungeon?
Yes. He got a bit violent. However, don't worry, his injuries are minor.
Gosh. Yeah. Can you take me to him?
He just gives a nod and gestures towards the other guard. Lead her. She pauses, expecting you to follow.
I heel you over to her.
Well, do you try to Healy the whole way?
Is it like stairs or something?
Yes.
Dungeon.
Oh. I walk down that. Healing
Okay.
down that only leads to injury. I'm sure Katie has tried at some point.
All right.
It's a long flight of stairs.
Katie is checking on Fluffy. Hunter, you are now currently alone with the big guy, the local boss.
Well.
Do you have any questions for him? Seeing as your job here is information gathering and all that.
No, yeah, that is true. So, are we part of this crew now, or do you have to double check all of everything that's been going on beforehand?
Everything should be fine. As it is, we trust you enough. Though, all of you who possess a scroll will need to turn them in for data analysis, just to be sure.
They're checking your browser history.
Well,
Jesus Christ, just kill me now.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to assume I have some kind of safety precaution based on this exact event from...
It's called clearing your browser history.
I mean,
I think this little.
so that's a bit difficult. It depends. Like, obviously, your thing's going to have, like, private data, but it's also your personal use scroll from all of your time as a student.
Yeah, that makes that kind of difficult.
Do you have like a burner one? Or something?
I don't think I would have a burner one. I might have a burner one.
Just, casually break it.
Casually say it jumped off the cliff with.
That's a fair point.
Neither good ideas. I don't know. Something.
Yeah. I just don't reply. That's fair. I have to go check on Lynn before I do so. Make sure she's alright. After that, we'll be all turning in all of ours at the same time. If that's alright with you.
His eyes do narrow slightly, but he gives a small nod. That much trust you've earned. Anything else?
Do you have another mission for us to do after this one, or just
He raises
rest and
one
recuperation?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say eyebrow. Doesn't really have eyebrows, but he still raises that portion. This quickly? No. Once we do have missions, you'll be likely the first to know.
Fair enough.
By the way, how was Rosa's condition before you parted ways with her?
Corn. Who's Rose again?
Rose was the person who stopped the train for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't actually know her condition because you haven't seen her since she attracted a small horde of Grim onto her position.
We separated before we got to the train, so she was able to gather the Grim. As such, we have no clue on her condition.
I see. Well, in that case... He seems to be deep in thought before nodding.
In that case,
I'm simply going to go check on Pallet.
I'll nod.
Oh,
I'll go
because
check
they're
on Lynn.
sisters.
Pretty
Good
much
luck,
turn on my heel
Hunter.
at that point. And start heading there. As to you.
All right. Checking on Lynn, it's been about 70 seconds out of like the 2 hours required to heal all of the broken bones.
Mm-hmm.
So she's pretty much the same at the moment.
Thanks for stopping by.
I'll inform her that he's going to require our scrolls. I'm also going to send a message to the leader of Shade Academy saying that my scroll is going to be inspected. As such,
So, well, as I recall, in order to have access to the local net while inside of there,
I
you
have
need to
it.
have. Okay,
I
you
have
have it.
it.
Okay,
You
No,
can use my warehouse to connect to the internet. I
yeah,
told
like
him.
a little hotspot.
Yep. I also have a computer because I bought that shit too.
Hey.
All right. Yeah. Otherwise, he'd have to do the call,
Yeah.
outside, and
Yeah. So I
that
just
could
tell
end
him like,
badly.
hey, if you want to use it, I have a hotspot in my warehouse. So anytime you want to use that stuff, go ahead and ask.
That's appreciated. Doing outside is concerning right now.
Right? No problem.
In that case, I'm actually going to go ahead and call.
Oh, are they actually out of a warehouse now? Because I feel a little uncomfortable leaving it open-ended.
They are. I believe they are out of warehouse. Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and lock it up for anyone other than us.
I'll nod.
Okay. So yeah, no one can move into the
Warehouse.
warehouse. Yeah, you basically
Portal.
locked it. Yeah, the portal is now locked. No one can come in.
Nice.
Yeah, and you put in the call to the boss.
I'm gonna check the area first, just in case we miss somebody.
In the
Okay,
warehouse? Would I know?
Well,
It's not that big.
wait,
of
are
an
you
area.
calling from her? So,
Mhm.
yeah, I guess if you want to roll sense, you can.
Me or him?
You're in separate warehouses because
Yeah.
he's using your warehouse and you're using his med bay.
Would cameras and video recorders wouldn't? I mean, I know it's like a hotspot, but like, isn't it also like my master domain or something?
How do you mean?
Like, would I know what things are in the warehouse intrinsically?
Not intrinsically, no. That is 1 degree of success.
Find people.
I'll have to look through my warehouse later because I'm too paranoid for that shit.
Yeah, you don't spot anybody inside of the locked warehouse.
Coolio. This is the second time I've had that concern.
Oh, actually, I am concerned about that. Can I go check now?
You'd have to leave the med bay.
Can I go back?
Well,
Can I-
you can leave and come back in if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So I just start looking around. I see
I'm
you
like,
popping
it's
out.
like-
I'm like, huh?
Just give me a sec.
Let's
Give
see.
me a second eye. Get my story
Due
straight.
to your injuries and being in a relaxed state, I'll have to apply a penalty of one. Well, I'll just remove the 4th die anyway. Okay, so you got 1 degree of success. Nothing seems off. Well, you don't see anyone at least.
Alright. Oh, we're looking for people? Could I say I was looking for... No, never mind. I guess it's too late. I was gonna say I was looking for, like, objects, like, the cameras and stuff. This whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go lay back down.
Yeah, you may want to rest. That'd be a
Yeah.
good plan.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just looking through the warehouse, and did you buy the terminal?
Didn't I? Or maybe I just bought the Wi-Fi. Let me see. Local. I only got the local net, so I guess you're just gonna have to use your phone.
Okay. Cool.
No,
Just wanted to double check what you had specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna put in my call, and just kind of call the lead dude of Shade Academy.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, this is Hunter.
Glad to hear from you. I hear
Alright.
that your undercover operation went a bit wild.
Just a little bit. My team was difficult, but we succeeded in our mission. No one was particularly injured, to the best of my knowledge. One of my teammates did go AWOL, kind of. He disappeared after he was yeeted off of a train, so...
I would classify that more as MIA than AWOL.
Yeah, MIA, yeah. But we seem to be being trusted by the organization currently. They do want our scrolls, though, which, as you can imagine, is going to be a bit difficult.
Well, I've got bad news and slightly less bad news. Which would you like to hear first?
Give me the bad news.
All right. The bad news is, now that Rust is currently MIA, the remainder of her team is already on her tail. In other words, if your companion went over just alongside Rust, that means that it's likely going to be that it'll be 4 versus 1.
Alright, slightly less bad news.
The slightly less bad news is that we are able to supply you with certain resources. Given the fact that you're going to be doing what appears to be a long-term infiltration operation, we are prepared to give you what you need to start off. One of my assistants specifically stated that you would benefit from a burner scroll.
Aye, that would be quite useful.
All right. If you need any more resources, send them over this scroll. We'll falsify information regarding the burner soon enough. Make sure to keep it on you carefully. Some people do have the skill necessary to figure out how to tell the difference.
So this scroll, I would want to reset and then give them, and then burner scroll will...
No. I would suggest getting a hold of the burner scroll as soon as possible and keeping your current scroll somewhere safe. Obviously, any connection to the numbers that you have access to here is not safe for you to have on the burner scroll, but you also need to be able to contact me in case of emergencies.
Aye.
Your burner is what you're going to be keeping on you for the majority of your time.
Don't know where to put or where to find your stuff. I should be able to find it.
Drop-off location won't be too difficult. Let's see. There should be a glade approximately 1.5 miles southeast of your current location, assuming that you're still at the dilapidated temple.
Alright, I head over
We'll have the
there.
delivery handed to the sheriff of the nearby village, who will deliver it to you.
Alright, how long will that take?
How fast do you need it?
So I was going to check up on my teammate Lynn here and then get her scroll and come back to him. So less than half an hour, if possible.
All right.
I could probably swing an hour, maybe.
You'd better try, because I'm going to see what I can do, but that's a long distance to cover in 30 minutes.
Aye.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of right now. They're still waiting to see what our next mission will be, so right now we're just in a waiting period.
Understood. I'll get these contents to you immediately. Contact me only when necessary.
Will do.
Understood? Good luck.
You too. I'm just gonna sigh. Start heading back to Lynn.
Ayo.
Aye.
Everything okay?
Yeah. I want our scrolls, and my scroll has quite a lot of important information on it, which is
Oh, goodness.
hard. So we're scheduling a drop-off location, but that requires me to actually get to that drop-off location and find a reason as to why it will take half an hour for me to get your phone and come back to the guy. Half an hour to an hour, preferably an hour.
Goodness.
Yeah, dug myself into a hole with this one.
Let's do that. So they're gonna try to come here or just meet us around this area or something?
Meet us about a mile and a half. Was it north, you said?
I assume there's no intelligence attribute.
I don't think so.
Would I kind of
I'm-
know, or the surrounding? Because I kind of hop around cities and towns. Like, is he gonna meet you at a village or a town?
I'll go ahead and roll. I'm gonna say 2d6 on this one.
Okie dokie.
A degree of success. It was a mile and a half southeast, not north.
Yeah. He's on me planting a phone a mile and a half southeast in a glaive.
Southeast glaive.
Mm-hmm.
Is that near anywhere? Maybe you could make up a. Oh wait, no, because if you say I need healing, then the girl's gonna try to do something about that. Something over there. Is that the direction where also our teammate is? Jackal?
Jackalope? We don't know his location currently, and they're currently going to find him. They have some trackers. Interesting news. The squad that we fought is in active pursuit of Rust.
Oh. If they're going in the same direction as we left, like, if the drop-off point is kind of where our whole escapade was, then maybe we could make up an excuse that we want to go look for our team ourselves because, teammate connections.
Possibly, but if we did that, then they would ask for our scrolls first. Because if we have nothing to hide, why would we not give it before we go?
That's true, and also Jackalope doesn't have a scroll, so we can't exactly say that we'd be waiting
The only
for him
scroll
to
he
call.
has is the one that they gave him.
So he has it right now.
My pocket.
Does he have a scroll in him right now? Or not yet?
Yes, their scroll.
So technically we could say that we still need our scrolls because what if he might call us? Why hasn't he called us so far? Isn't that kind of...
That's a bit odd.
Wait, I have his number? Do we have his number?
No one asked for it.
What? Didn't I say that we should all exchange
No.
contacts? Doesn't anyone remember?
No.
Apparently not.
You think Jackalope paid attention to you guys? Plus, for most of this time that we've been with this group, Jackalope's been with other people.
It's true. The only person that we can confirm has Jackalope's number is Ollie, and that's just because they had to call in order to get to this place in the first place.
But Jackalope spent the entire time after getting his phone with battle-crazed ladies. Or a battle-crazed lady, and I don't remember the other one's anything, because Brango Burr.
Top 2 fighters.
Goodness. Can we at least... Yeah. Can we at least confirm that at least me, Hunter, and...
Lady?
Yeah, we exchange numbers at least? Because we can at least kind of, like...
Neither of you have Katie's number, but you can get each other's at least.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking put in the notes that we exchange.
So I have no idea what could possibly take half an hour for me to give my phone to this dude. Which is rough, because I don't have a burner yet, which is why I need...
half an hour. Yeah, half an hour to an hour. Maybe
Mhm.
we'd stretch it out more to an hour, but we should probably be there by half an hour.
Yeah, an hour is preferred.
Um,
So what could I possibly say that could give us an excuse as to why I would not just hand my scroll over for an hour?
Well, we could always just kind of insinuate that we have Jackalop's number and that we're waiting for him to call us back. So we need our phones to stay on us as we go out to find him.
I assume our numbers wouldn't change if they look through them.
Well, they're taking it away, so it probably takes longer than 10 minutes for them. So, or it probably takes longer than them for like a quick look to look through our stuff. So we'd have to keep our phones with us as we go, because we don't want to wait to go look for Jack.
You're still injured, though.
You can still go. I say uncertainly.
You say while being in extreme pain, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want
Be
to
that
come
as
with
it
me?
may.
You
What
hear
are
a
the sounds
loud,
coming
you
from?
hear a loud
Yeah.
shout being like, "Can you not hear the knocking?" coming from outside your portal.
Oh my goodness. One
No.
moment.
Yeah. Hold on. Be there in a second. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure that you're not dying. Help you over there.
Maybe I'll just stay here. Or I can, sure. I don't know. Either or.
You should have
As
a little
you
bit of time to
approach,
recoup.
you can see that Ali and the other pink-haired sister are currently standing there.
Yeah.
So, quick question. Are you interested in a detour? Is what Ali asks you.
Raise my eyebrow. Oh.
The other person to me says, "Yeah, my sister's missing."
Oh no.
Sure, we can help you on that.
Cool. How soon can you ship out?
I'm gonna look at Lynn.
I want a sense for motive. Did they know? Did they hear us and they're giving us like an out to go and find the phone?
I mean, you can try asking. It's not like this. Like,
No,
this is
can
the...
I please? I'm not gonna ask them.
Hey, are you trying to help?
Can I please roll to see if they know?
Sense
I don't want to.
qualifies for sense motive.
So like, I don't want to ask them straight up.
The pink-haired one has a higher heart rate than normal, while
Right,
Aoi seems relatively calm.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, they probably don't know, so I'm just gonna give a thumbs up to
You're up
Hunter.
for it, we can.
Yeah.
If
Alrighty.
you need healing, I can get Yukari.
Probably would be if it's like fast process. Yeah.
Cool. Pink hair immediately turns on her heel and walks off.
Heelys?
While Aoi...
Yeah, I'm like
Not quite healing.
True.
But yeah, Aoi then steps forward. Alright. Finding her isn't going to be too difficult. She's got one of the same models of scroll as us. Where exactly she went is going to be a bit annoying to keep track of. Let's see.
Do you have any idea where it could possibly be?
At a guess? So Jackalope didn't come back with the rest of you.
Nope.
He went over the cliff, right?
Uh,
That's what the boss said. Is that accurate?
Possibly. We didn't really see him after he jumped off the train.
Well, either way, At a guess, she's probably tracking him down. If you're a member of our group, it's kind of a dick move if we just ignore someone in need.
Fair.
Let's see. Fortunately, the remainder of the shipment's probably already delivered, so we should be in the clear when it comes to those other hunters. But either way, we're still going to want to make it quick. If he's stuck on his own and she's not back yet, it could be that they ran into some grim resistance.
Which is kind of concerning.
That the pink-haired girl, I almost grabbed the wrong token, arrives back with, this time with Yukari, who immediately looks at the wings with a concerned expression.
Yes, it does really hurt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she took a nasty hit. Well, several nasty hits.
I can tell here. I always said that this is a rush job, so just lay down on your stomach.
Okay.
And
I fan out the wings.
You, Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have enough aura to spare right now?
I should have plenty.
All right. If I could use you as a sort of battery, that would speed things up a lot.
I'll hold out my hand.
All right. And in this case, you're going to roll an endurance, which shouldn't be too difficult.
Nice. This is relating to aura?
Yes.
Cool. In that case, I should have +1, so I should have 4 rolls. D4.
They're all gonna be ones.
Hey,
That
got
would
1
be
5.
All right, you got a degree of success. The healing rate is accelerated. You do feel more tired than you'd like due to getting 1 success, but it is a successful operation. Lynn, your wings are now pretty much fully repaired, though you notice Yukari also looks more than a bit tuckered out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. You 4 are going out, right?
I nod.
Then good luck and stay safe. If you get any injuries, make sure you're at least able to walk back here to get treated.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Try our best.
I'm going to take a nap now.
Have a good nap.
All right, and you get ready to leave, or?
Yep. We need to go get Katie.
There we go. I was waiting to tell if you'd forgotten about Katie.
No, I never forget about Katie. Never.
So, are we able to get Katie, or is she busy?
Following Katie, you end up seeing that, sure enough, she's in the dungeon. It's not really a dungeon. It was meant to be one, but it's just kind of a dank basement at this point. You notice that the Grim does seem to be a bit beaten up. Not horribly injured, but not doing so well either. Chained up and pinned down.
Jeez.
Poor thing.
It does not seem happy. Meanwhile, you can see next to it is a blonde woman taking a nap with what appear to be lion ears.
Must have been the lack of my presence. You missed me.
The blind girl sits up suddenly. What? Oh. Howdy.
Hi. So I noticed that you got a very cute bear in prison for in some reason.
Oh yeah, he tried to eviscerate me. Didn't work out.
I can tell. Can you? Do you mind if I just get in there?
I ain't stopping you.
Pog. All right. Is it like a cell? Like, is it locked?
No, he's just chained down to make sure that he doesn't like flail out and try to eviscerate somebody.
All right, I move in for the pets.
All right, it does not resist the pets.
All right.
By the way, with your ability, due to the fact that Grim are made up of more of a weird sluice-like substance, you are able to use your ability to generate enough of the raw substance to heal Grim injuries.
Sweet.
This only works for Grim, by the way. You cannot heal people just by shoving Grim juices inside of them.
If I make you grimified, will you be better?
I can heal Grim with pets.
Now, I believe your semblance modifier is dexterity. Is that correct?
Maybe. Is there like a place where it says that?
No.
Uh,
It generally depends on the semblance. In your case, I'm going to count it as dexterity because there isn't really a dedicated magic button.
very unfortunate.
So make a dexterity roll to measure your ability to heal.
Alright. Yeah.
Don't heck up.
3. I'll try.
Stab, just like Dead by Daylight.
I heck up.
You hecked up. Unfortunately, it
Just
does
like
not seem
Dead
to
by
heal it very
Daylight.
much. The injuries, they're not deep, but there are enough of them that you're not really able to heal him very well in one go.
Can I tell if Fluffy's still under the big guy's
Influence.
weird, influence?
You can feel that nobody's orders are overriding or working against yours. So it seems
Yeah.
that any standing orders are not currently active.
Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna pet Fluffy and be like, you doing okay, bud? They hurt you? Did you miss me? Yeah. Alright, okay. Can I unchain Fluffy? I asked the line.
He's just staring at you.
No, don't worry. He's okay now. Isn't that right, Fluffy? You're not gonna eviscerate anyone and tear out their insides.
Oh, he wasn't going to successfully do it either way. The chains were for his protection.
Yeah.
If you want to remove him, go ahead, but I'm telling you right now, he comes swinging. He's going down swinging.
It's okay. He's not gonna do that anymore. Isn't that right? I look over to Fluffy. Yeah, so that's right. Okay. All right. I see if I can take off the chains. They locked or?
She snaps her fingers, and the chains seem to disintegrate into the air.
Sweet.
You can sense that the bear is already getting ready to attack. The
Wait,
faunus.
who's this person?
No.
A golden-haired lion faunus.
Oh, she also has chains. She's also the strongest freaking fighter in the organization.
It's possible.
What the freak? Is this freaking Kashina?
At this point, the remainder of the crew arrives. Hunter, Lynn, you can see that this is indeed the situation at hand. She's currently sitting, her legs crossed on the chair, sipping very loudly from a glass of water.
Does it even have lemons in it? It's just straight up water.
It's just plain old water. And based on your temperature sense, it's warm water.
Ugh.
Ew.
Ooh boy.
Couldn't be me.
No attacking the mean lady. If we attack the mean lady, then we're no better than the mean lady. She was only trying to protect you, though.
You know, your words are making me feel attacked.
It's okay. You're better than Red Guy.
Thanks.
Well, if he's not going to swing at me and I'm not going to swing at him, I don't know what I'm still doing here. So, good night, everybody. She stands up and starts walking off.
Good night.
Is it nighttime already?
Nope, it's not. She just keeps walking off and she ends up leaving the dungeon.
Right, so we have a new mission of sorts, Katie.
I do?
Yeah, we're gonna be
Pink hair
trying to
immediately
find
says,
someone.
Yep, saving my sister.
Okay.
and also your friend.
Alrighty. I'll just leave the portal up here.
Good idea. Don't know how it works though.
Yeah.
No one really does.
Not even
Alright.
her.
Only
I don't
she
know. You
kinda
go in
does.
and you go out.
Sounds pretty simple. Either way, let's get going. The more time that we spend waiting, the more time that they're potentially getting jumped.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
While
How we
Alia
doing
picks up the
transport?
scroll.
As we go, I just say to Katie, "Hey, Katie, can I have your number?"
Oh, casting
Okay.
flirt, Aria.
I don't know. She can take it that way, but she's all, I don't know.
I just like look at you with like eyebrows raised.
We haven't exactly exchanged contacts between each other. I mean, besides Jackalope.
Okay. I take out my scroll from my lab coat.
I'm also going to need it.
Oh my goodness,
You
I'm
gained a
so
friend's phone number.
popular. I'm so popular.
Yay!
We are the most popular of the popular folks. Don't worry about
And
it.
now with the crew all gathered together, all of you, I'm assuming you're all ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which
All
direction
right.
are we heading?
Ali looks over her scroll. Well, it looks like Jackalope and Pallet aren't far from each other. So it looks like we're heading over to the same location that you headed to earlier, just a bit further west of the tracks.
Which direction was that, Corn?
That was like north-ish.
Ah.
So in other words, you're heading northwest.
Oh,
The burner phone is to the southeast.
Hmm. Well. Hmm. Alright, well,
Wah.
that's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, alright. Let's go get him, Chief.
All right. And with that, we're going to now cut to Jackalope and Rust.
Just find some way to ditch them. At some
When
point.
last we left off, you were falling.
Hmm. Well, because of the first semblance, Jackalope's gonna do all the motions for himself landing preemptively and be ready to do them again.
Okay. You can tell, like, since she grabbed onto your back, you can hear her shout out, "Wahoo!" She's enjoying the ride
Huh.
as she falls at terminal velocity.
You know, this is not the first time I've had somebody scream wahoo in my ear. Probably won't be the last.
She pauses at that before leaning closer to your ear and going, "Wahoo!"
Yeah, I
You were
figured
right.
that. You know, it's
were
been a long
right.
time since I've jumped out of out of anything without a parachute.
What's a parachute?
Think cloth that makes you fall slow.
Huh.
Paraglide.
That sounds boring.
Kinda is.
Cool. Hey, since you made this fun, do you mind if I handle the landing?
Sure.
Cool. She pulls out her ballistic scythe and slots in 3 separate rounds
Jesus.
before taking aim. Let's see. If I aim at this angle, no, that'll break your spine. Wait, how tough is your spine?
I don't know. We shall see.
Hey, I'm good with that. Roll endurance. Well, that's a degree of success.
Concerning statement.
It's very jarring as you're suddenly shot to the side and your back doesn't break. However, you could swear you just visited a chiropractor from how loud it just had a sequence of pops.
Neat. I can just imagine how far it would have to bend for it to do that.
Well, yeah, ever seen Gumby?
Yes, actually.
Well, let's just say it's like you got a spine like that,
Oh,
and that
okay.
it's like you don't. The next 2 shots ring out, and you're pretty disoriented from the rapid spinning outwards to the sides and the like. But as you both end up slamming into the ground, she's able to basically bounce around and land on her feet before sliding into a casual walk.
Hmm.
Do you plan on just eating dirt, or do you plan on landing with grace?
Attempt to land with the grace. It doesn't mean I'll succeed.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll dex.
Oh my
All
God.
right. You land with a considerable amount of grace. Go ahead and roll me 1d6. All right, and you have a half charge from hitting the ground.
Neat.
That both of you are now at the bottom of a considerably tall cliff. She looks up. Huh. Climbing that would be a bit of a toughie, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Where are we anyway?
Let's see. If I know my geography, and I don't, we're probably not that far from one of the nearby villages. Yeah, if we head I don't know. What's your running speed?
I don't know. I don't ever take I don't take any thought, nor have I ever tried to
No
track
thoughts,
my
head
running
empty
speed.
gang. I know, I have some friends like that.
More like I just haven't been around this place long enough to really take the time to care about running speed.
Cool. Well, then in that case, we're some number of minutes away from a nearby village.
Works for me.
Cool. By the way, I'm actually now a little confused and turned around. Are we still fighting to the death?
My job's done. I'm a professional at the end of the day. I don't fight unless I have to.
Oh.
Plus, if I'm gonna fight someone, I typically schedule those.
Yeah, and technically speaking, I probably shouldn't be getting into a fight with you right now. We're in the middle of the wilderness, so if some grim jump me when I'm weak after kicking your ass, it's gonna end very badly for me. And since you want to
You
schedule
think
it,
you would win? That's cute.
how about we pen it in for when we arrive at the village? That
Yeah,
way,
sounds-
it's a nice and safe environment, so that at the very least we have some people to bury your corpse when I'm through with you.
Oh, that's adorable. If I was fighting to actually fight, I wouldn't have done what I did on that train.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm requesting it.
Why is everyone I meet always battle hungry? Why can't I just have a normal adrenaline junkie as he begins to walk in a random direction?
Like attracts like. I don't know, I think the first half of that saying was birds of a feather flock together or something. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to metaphors.
I don't think feathers typically try to kill each other.
I don't know. I saw this bird and it had like a blood feather that was growing incorrectly and it had to get plucked because it was like heavily damaging the wing. It was really gross.
You know what? Fair. I'm just gonna go look for an abandoned building. Just out
Cool.
in the woods.
I'll follow you, I guess. She just starts walking, casually following you while whistling a jaunty tune.
Fair enough. My job's done. I don't care.
Yeah. As you go along, around 15, 20 minutes pass. Everything seems to be going fairly smooth until you hear some crashing not too far from here.
Is it Tuesday already?
She kind of listens out. So firstly, I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure I got told it was Thursday. But more importantly than that, that sounds really big, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Usually I punch things to death. I don't care how big it is. If I can punch it, I can kill it. Therefore, it can die. Size matters not.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Plus, I don't really care about those things. They aren't going to be able to hurt me anyway. And like, whenever I find a random house.
Well, in that case, well, it is coming this way, so if you don't care, I don't care. We're probably going to run into it. You good with that?
Yeah.
Cool. Bzz, bzz.
Hello.
Actually, it ends up not being yours that goes off. She kind of takes hers out. Oh, my team's looking for me. No, that's not my team. Oh, it's an emergency evacuation notice.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently there's a there's a really powerful Grim coming.
All right.
See, on the one hand, I am supposed to follow orders. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure that you're about to pick a fight with the thing that's approaching us.
I mean, maybe. Depends. If it looks like it could kill me, then yes.
Oh, well, fortunately they got a picture.
Oh, sweet. Show me.
Oh my god. Let me, there we go, folks.
Oh, damn. He got a fucking... Oh, wow.
Reminds me of Atom Smasher.
I don't know what that is.
I
I only know one Atom, and he tried to stab me in the leg.
Yeah. This one is like full robot man. Actively kills people.
Oh, so like he's an Elysian.
Yes. Whatever that is.
Cool. See, that's what it's really about, talking, you know? It's about finding commonalities and common ground in order to develop a better understanding with each other.
Fair.
How is she like that? How does she know she has this information, but she doesn't use it?
You know, the fact that you haven't tried to kill me yet is amazing.
Yeah, I told you, if we pick a fight in the forest, then while I'm trying to recover from the fight, I might get jumped by a stronger... Like, think about it like this, right? If I'd fought you back there, I would be alone against this fucker. So, you know, really, I was right.
Your
Fair.
confidence is amazing.
Well, I mean, it's very much earned.
Earned how?
Well, I've survived this long, haven't I?
That is not much for all the people I've met, I'll be honest with you.
Sounds like you have met a lot of idiots
Me?
and punks.
A person I met recently, literally me and them had a fist fight that ended in one of our arms each being basically scorched.
Neat.
They had a very good healer on hand. The fact that my arm even functions today is amazing. By the way, your teammate's poison's still on my arm, so I'm basically fighting on one arm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, now you're gonna make me feel bad for killing you at the village.
Oh, that's cute. You think I'm actually going to go to the village? I'm just looking for an abandoned building so I can pull out medical supplies. I have no idea where I'm going. You think I have good sense of direction?
Well, no, I kind of just assumed you were as lost as I am.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have good directional sense. I wander until I find something interesting.
There's another buzz from her, thing. Or from her scroll. Do you promise not to try and kill the rest of my team?
I have no reason to. My job's over.
Cool. I've just been sent some rendezvous coordinates. Oh, this is... Okay, so how do you feel about ignoring the thing coming at us by running straight at it?
Coin flip? Possible death? Yeah, sounds like an adrenaline's dream.
Cool. Because the rendezvous point's on the other side of the Minotaur.
Oh, neat. Means I can slug it on the way past, and maybe it'll toss me in the right direction.
Okie doke. In that case, feel free to lead.
Hmm.
I'm an adrenaline junkie, not suicidal.
See, that's where we're differ.
You're suicidal?
No. I'll just do things that someone suicidal would do, purely because I have no care.
Cool. She
I went
starts reloading her gun as she walks.
I boxed. I didn't box in a normal ring. I boxed in underground rings, and they kill each other in those rings.
Oh, I believe you.
Fun fact, you make a lot of money, but it's very, very boring after a while.
Can't say I ever got bored.
I did. But when you use somebody's fist to literally beat themselves to death, well, you beat someone with their own hands to death, nearly, you realize that you're stronger than everyone else you're fighting, and that's boring.
She cocks another bullet in. I think Carmine could kick your ass.
Who?
I'm a team lead. She
Big.
walks forward, very nearly overtaking you. She picks up speed.
Maybe? Probably? To be fair, he wasn't fighting seriously.
Ah, you could tell too, huh?
To be fair, it's kind of easy to when you have a lot of the information.
Yeah, he has a huge fuck-off revolver, and he still refused to pull the trigger for half the time. Peacekeeper my ass. Well, either way, on our 12th, more of the trees are broken down as you spot the Minotaur ahead of you. Okie doke. Now, she slides behind you a bit. You distract him. I'm gonna go over him.
Alright. Wait, you're gonna go over him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just chuck you over him?
No, because if you're below me, when I start picking up speed, you're gonna get shot. I'm going to launch myself with my gun, and I don't think you need to eat bullets right now. Though if you're offering...
You say that like me eating bullet would be a bad thing. Have you not figured out my semblance yet?
You know what? Throw me.
Alright.
Right, lead with strength check.
Yep.
Alright, you got a degree of success. You are able to throw her as you wish.
Grab her by the scruff of her collar and chuck her.
She immediately turns around and ankles her gun so that it'll give her maximum distance, which, as she mentioned, means aiming right at you. So first, roll an endurance check. Okay, that's 1 degree of success. Okay, and now roll another endurance for the fact that it's dust-fused rounds. Okay, another degree of success. You got a total of 2 successes compared to her 2 successes, a 5 and a 5 versus a 5 and a 6. You are going to eat that round, and it's going to hurt like hell. But you're going to get 2d6 of charge instead of just 1.
Nice.
You just being on some crack cocaine charges. I have not gotten a single good full on. Like, that 5 was the best one I think I've gotten in literally 3 sessions.
Yeah.
It's having a time.
You now have 1.5 charges.
Neat.
And along with that, while she goes soaring through the air, you notice that she cocks in another round and fires off twice more. These ones not aimed at you, instead impacting against the back of the Minotaur's head. The massive gravity-charged dust rounds slam into the back of its head, forcing it to stumble forward 1 step, before it just rears its head back up. Now, roll sense. That's not good. Oh, that's not good either. She didn't
is
roll high
just
sense either.
punching you at this point.
I'm okay with this, honestly.
Its hips seem to stay locked in place, but its abdomen rotates sharply, turning a full 180 degrees. Its abdomen seeming to become liquid again as it throws its arm outwards, and the massive blade on one hand seems to just surge out like a bullet. There's a very freaked out shriek from her as she raises her scythe to try and guard. Let's see her endurance roll. She did get one thing. When it slams into her weapon, she is sent flying right out of the area before it then turns to refocus on you as its arm surges back to itself, and with a wet squelch, it reforms into the large blade. Though cleaver might be more accurate. From the seams of things, it stands at about 18 to 24 feet in height.
Jesus.
Well, okay then.
Seems to eye you quizzically, its head slowly rotating, tilting in an odd angle as it keeps going till about a 90 degree. It is not seemingly making the first move.
Alright. I'm just gonna call up what's-her-face. The person I do have in my contacts.
RWBY.
Yeah.
Okay. You call her up, and there's a response. She picks up immediately and was like, okay, cool. Wasn't expecting that. Where are you at?
I don't know.
Describe your surroundings.
Forest and Big Grim.
Okay. Forest and... Oh, no.
This sucker's about 18 feet and he looks like...
Does he have a big fuck-off cleaver on his arm?
Yeah.
Turn tail and run.
Gotcha.
We'll be on you in a second.
Puts phone away and just like... Hey! I like your face! As he's gonna turn around, slap his own butt in its face, and book it the opposite direction.
The moment you start running away, it starts running after you as well. Though you can hear the sound of several more shots ring out, impacting against its back, and it seems to stop for a moment before it decides to ignore the sniper rounds that are functionally doing nothing to it. Now, let's see. Do you remember what your speed rank is?
2.
2. Okay, so you run at around upper human limit, as I recall. So around 20 to 25 miles an hour. This thing is bounding after you, and it is going to catch up.
I have a solution.
Right.
Tell me more.
So what I do is I let it catch me.
Oh no.
And I explode off of its body, because if this thing's running at speed, it's not going to be able to slow down. Not in a reasonable amount of time.
As the GM, I feel like I am legally obligated to ask, are you sure about that?
Look, it's either that or I start using explosions behind me regardless.
Okay. So you are letting it run basically into you?
Let me flip a coin.
Don't die.
I mean, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna be using explosions to propel me forward faster. I need a good coin. Where's a good coin? There's a good coin. It's either I pivot and jump at it to basically have it smack me further, and then I use my explosions to then continue my momentum, or I just keep running and start using explosions from my gauntlets to move me faster forward.
Okay.
Tail's the dumb route, head's the smarter route.
Dumb route. route.
Well, we're going the smart route.
Aww.
So I'm just going to start using explosions behind me to make me go faster.
All right. Well, alongside that, you're able to pick up a fair bit of speed. Though, even as you begin outspeeding it, do you look over your shoulder at all to see how it's pursuing you?
Probably.
You note that as it bounds forward, you can tell that its lower body seems to be reshaping itself. This causes it to slow down for a moment before an additional 2 legs seem to erupt from it, and it is now beginning to gallop after you.
It's a centaur.
Oh my gosh.
It rears its arm back and appears to be getting ready to throw its cleaver directly towards you with the same liquid-like substance from before.
Interesting.
Do you plan to take evasive action, or are you just going to keep trying to put more distance between you while you have the chance?
Probably evasive-ness. If
Okey-doke.
it's a centaur now, there's nothing I can do to get away from this sucker.
Okay. Roll dexterity. Damn. Okay, yeah, with 2 degrees of success. Let's roll against its dexterity. No degrees of success. You are fine. Thanks to your evasive actions, you are able to avoid the cleaver as it surges through the air near you. Not only that, you're able to do it well enough that you're also able to avoid the collapsing trees from where the cleaver impacted. It manages to leap over the trees as well and is continuing to close the distance. Though, with how high of a roll you got, it did not close as much distance as it would have.
Hey, no trees on the first fight.
It does not make a witty comeback.
Let's like buy a drink first.
Buy me a drink. Or be like that weird Rust person. Just keep insulting me.
Oh, I've been doing a lot more than that.
I'm
Another
aware.
gunshot rings out as she surges, closing the distance and arriving right next to you.
Hi.
Howdy.
Yeah, I wasn't getting past that thing, so I wasn't even gonna try.
Yeah, I noticed you were running in the exact opposite direction I told you to.
Yeah, I got a call.
It lets you answer the phone?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Hey, even for Grim, there's something called politeness. And he was waiting for me to attack first.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. With a lot of predators, they'll just watch you and wait until you end up making a sudden move before they begin their pursuit.
Yeah.
Like bears. Bears are pretty neat.
To be fair, though, I'm getting to do this, so I find this much more entertaining.
Yeah. I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is I have a lot of gravity bullets. The bad news is they're not doing anything.
You know what that sounds like?
Don't you say a whole lot of not my problem.
No, that sounds like a you problem.
It's just close enough for it to still sting.
And to be fair, if it does hit me and I get enough charges... Actually, I don't know how many charges my body can take. Regardless, I know that I can put out enough force to explode that sucker. Provided I live long enough to take the hits.
We're coming up on the cliff. Do we banking left or right?
You think I'm gonna turn?
Why did I come back to try and help you?
I don't know. I think that was pretty stupid, honestly. Given you don't know where I'm going. I don't even know where I'm going. I was just told to run, so I'm running.
Well, I don't know where I'm going either, so...
I thought you were heading to your team.
Well, yeah. That was the plan, but I actually don't know where my team is. Because remember, they weren't the ones that messaged me. I just got the order, and I was hoping it was them. I got told to evacuate.
You're not very bright, are you?
I'm mostly here because I'm really good at shooting things. They don't exactly give IQ tests at Shade.
Maybe that explains Hunter.
That was a singular. Hunter is... I don't know what that means.
You don't need to. Ask your team captain later.
You know what? I think I will. I have a lot of questions for Carmine. Most of them don't have anything to do with today's mission, though.
What are some of the questions?
Well, for one thing, why doesn't he look in my eyes during?
During?
Not even a laugh? Nothing?
I'm just wondering what this during is.
You know, at the very least, Strix would have slapped me upside the head for making an innuendo. You didn't say a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I was in the military. Literally, half of the jokes are innuendos.
I guess I'll just have to step up again, and I'm gonna bank. She turns sharply to the right and immediately ditches you as the sheer cliff face is now only a matter of a few dozen meters ahead of you.
Mama didn't raise no pussy. I jump in that sucker.
Are you going to try and climb the cliff?
Oh, it's a cliff up, not a cliff down.
Yeah, it's the same cliff that you fell down earlier.
Mama didn't raise no pussy. I'm running up that sucker.
Jesus Christ.
I'm pulling a sinking... I'm just gonna keep using momentum and start running up the wall.
I feel like it's gonna like stab like a spider into the wall and climb up
Oh.
after you. Skitter up
Look,
after
I have
you.
explosions, and if I have enough momentum, I could technically run up the wall.
Well, let's see. Go ahead and roll Dex for this one. For being able to run up the wall.
You can do it.
2 degrees of success, that's pretty good. Now it's going, as it surges forward, it is going to end up transforming its body. You were very, very correct. 8 points of contact is so much better than 4.
Oh.
As its legs sink in, each leg splits in half, so that it ends up forming a total of 8 legs, drilling those legs firmly into the stone as it starts clawing its way upwards in order to pursue Jackalope.
You know, Jackalope's living up to his name.
Okay. Now, at the moment, you're fighting against gravity in your attempts to ascend. As it rears its weapon back, roll Dex. One degree of success. You are able to dodge the blade that carves through the air, very nearly taking off a good amount of your aura. Instead, only shaving off a good chunk of the wall, the cliff face. You notice that the chunk ends that you were previously trying to push off of in order to climb up very nearly collapses entirely under you. Fortunately, with your success, you do not fall down as a result. However, you are going up a bit slower. Fortunately for you, also fighting gravity and being much larger, it is also having trouble going vertically.
Cool.
Yeah, I assume you just continue trying to climb?
Until it's about halfway up the cliff.
Uh-oh.
Now, you see,
Oh,
I
no.
like that phrasing. You make it about halfway up the cliff. Continue.
I'm saying it makes it halfway up the cliff.
Okay. Well, it is now about halfway.
Jackalope turns around. He's got gravity on his side.
Come here, bitches.
And it's a very big target.
Okay.
And it nearly caused a rock slide, yeah?
Yes, when it shore through the rock, it very nearly caused a rock slide.
Well, it's a big target. Jackalope's got a small body. Gravity is working against it. And Jackalope can work with gravity in this instance. And with what's currently going on, I can cause a rock slide.
Okay. Just go ahead and tell me exactly what you do.
So once Jackalope notices that he's gone past the halfway point, he starts looking more consistently behind him. The moment it gets about halfway, Jackalope pivots his foot and starts running downwards.
As it spots you suddenly turning around and doing that, it proceeds to then bring up its cleaver. But rather than trying to swing it, it holds it up in front of its body as though trying to block. It expects an attack.
It would technically be right. But Jackalope doesn't aim for its main body, it aims for its legs. Specifically, right where the cliff and its legs are meeting.
Okay.
Ooh.
You gonna blow it up?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Gonna go boom.
That'll be a strength roll, and feel free to add any successes if you like. Oh, that's a pair of sixes. You got 2 successes. As you slam down, you explode the area around where it is standing. The force of the explosion is going to throw you away from the cliff face, sending you out towards the forest again, just due to the nature of physics. However, as it blows up and destroys the points where it was attached, it very clearly also loses its balance. Around 6 out of the 8 legs are completely dislodged, and the other 2 are dislodged simply by the force of gravity acting upon its own weight, as it ends up more or less tearing those out of the wall as it begins to fall very rapidly.
Neat.
As it starts falling, it then proceeds to seem to lean its torso, the centaur torso portion, forward, and rather than reaching arms and the like in, the entirety of its body, all of the black portions, surge out and slam into it, looking more like a millipede now as it grasps onto the rock face. It continues to slide down for a bit as more and more rocks are displaced by it, but it only makes it about a third of the way down before it's able to stabilize its position, which probably would matter if you were still going up. But you're actually going the opposite direction of it now, thanks to the aforementioned force of physics launching you away from the cliff face.
Yeah. And I'm going to, as I'm falling, reload because I only have technically 2 shots, 1 each arm, because how my dust is set up.
Cool.
And then propel myself further away through the air with more explosions.
Okay.
This was not an attack attempt. This was an escape plan.
You can see that its mask moves along the fluid-like substance of its body to continue staring at you even as it stabilizes its position. A moment later, you can see that all of the liquid seems to have a different sheen to its appearance, seemingly becoming more solid. A moment later, it explodes off the side of the cliff in order to try to pursue you, pushing off with the hundreds of contact points that its legs had made, the large millipede-like structure now flying towards you, though you flying away at a higher speed due to, the effect of drag.
Mm-hmm.
A moment later, you can hear the sound of another set of gunshots ringing out, Rust's sniper launching several of the dust rounds directly into its torso. No damage is dealt, but its aerial maneuverability is nullified as it starts falling more or less straight down.
This is being surprisingly effective.
Agreed. She ends up appearing next to you as you end up landing. With the distance that you are already able to put between the two of you and the thing, you actually can't see it approaching anymore through all of the foliage. I assume this does not stop you from absolutely booking it. Okay. So as the two of you continue sprinting away, there is a rustling sound of the bushes in front of you. You can't see what's causing it, but do you respond to it or anything?
I mean, I'll be ready to jump over it.
Okay. Let's see. 6. You are able to easily make out, as the person pops their head up, a head of blue hair. It is Ollie.
Or Ollie. Hi, Ollie.
Aoi. She corrects you.
Look, I don't have the time. Run that way.
It's behind you, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Ollie makes no hesitation, absolutely books it alongside the rest of the crew, including Rose, and I'm assuming, I should not be making this assumption. Lynn, would you like to run away from the thing that had an evacuation order issued for it?
Would I go towards it?
Yeah, would you like to run away from it? Or would you like to go towards it?
Away.
Away. Hunter, are
I'm
you
gonna be
feeling
running
tempted to
away.
hunt this thing? Okay, good. Katie, you are kind of the outlier here. I'm telling you right now, it probably is not open to hugs. If you would like to try it anyway, I will not stop you.
Katie is kind of intrigued. It's like, what is this? What was I told as to what it is?
Yes, she showed you a picture of it and said that an evacuation order for the local area has been issued due to the fact that it has the capacity to level entire villages single-handedly.
I probably looked at her and go, looks like the strong but silent type. I don't know. It could give really nice hugs.
He let me answer the phone.
See, it's polite too.
I'm gonna fall back with Hunter and kind of motion us to go back towards like the end of the group as we're running away, so that they're more focused on running away, and
I'll
kind
do
of
so.
ask them. Yeah, and
Katie
kinda
wants
ask
to at
them,
least get a good look at it.
With
you want to
Okay.
stop and look at it?
Jesus
want to take a look at it.
Christ.
As it is approaching, it is no longer in its millipede form, but back to its centaur form, and it is galloping. It's it doesn't have eyes, but the way that its mask shifts around, it does spot you.
Katie looks back. It's like, do you think I can tame it?
No.
Your
I
ability, Abyssal Cuties, has certain limitations. You can tell at just a glance, this thing is beyond anything that you can tame, by leagues and miles.
Katie pouts and he lays away.
Too low leveled.
Go ahead and roll Dex for me, trying to Healy through the foliage.
You need like those big Heelys or something. Oh damn!
Jesus Christ.
Okay, 2 3s of success. You know what? I'm going to accept it. Due to the adjustments made to your Heelys and the spark systems, you basically have little mini rocket-powered Heelys now, as you continue to just Heely your way along, bouncing periodically on the branches in order to go over the logs, as you're able to catch up to the rest of the crew. Though, unfortunately, your Heelys do run out of fuel after a bit.
Me and
I say
Lynn-
yeah to Hunter. It's like,
Mm.
do you want to prolong this so that? But it's in the exact opposite of the base. Do you want to just head into the portal now, or come up with something?
We need to get to that
Right,
side.
and we'll be portaled into the base if we do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rust.
That's the name.
Do you think your team would be willing to fight it with this many people?
I don't think it's a good idea, but historically speaking, Carmine never lets me act on my ideas because they're always bad. So I'm going to agree with you on this one.
I forget, what was the battle junkie from our grouping?
You?
The
Lay?
lady that Jackalope fought?
Oh.
Oh, so you fought again. Oh, I can't even remember her name, but give me just 1 second because
You
that is
have
why
her
I
name,
requested
but we
it.
don't have her name.
Wait, which battle junkie? The one that you fought on stream or the one that you fought off stream?
Fought one off stream?
Yes, the one that destroyed your arm.
Oh yeah, her.
So her name is Lay. She is an incredibly jacked lion faunus.
Yeah, her. Yeah, her. Where's Lay?
Oh, she's probably back at base. So unless you have a way to just teleport to the base and back, she's not going to be a lot of help.
Would she want to join the fight? Oh, I guess so.
Battle junkie. Probably. Jacko. Do I have her number?
There's the look of confusion from Rust as she does not understand why you asked her that question.
Ask Aoi.
Not asking. Yeah, I was asking Aoi.
Oh, then Aoi's like, no, I do. Do you
Call her.
Cool. I can't call her while I'm running.
I will pick you up.
Fine. Do it.
Do it, bitch.
I assume that you just throw her over your shoulder mid-run.
Yes.
Bag of potatoes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, no.
And guess what? We're using one of the successes.
You know what? Yeah, okay. With this, you use your success and you are able to pick her up, throw her over the shoulder. There's a heavy exhalation as you end up more or less driving your shoulder into her solar plexus in the process. But after a moment's recovery, she does do it. Hey, Lay, it's Howie. You want to fight something that requires an evacuation order? How are we getting her out here?
Lynn!
Go through the portal? But the portal will be behind us as we run.
Doesn't matter. She'll
Alright.
probably be okay.
Alright, I step down, create a portal, and allow access.
Okay.
I haven't seen her before. No, I have seen her once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But do I know that's her?
Yeah.
So it's a bit difficult. Honestly, here's my suggestion as the DM.
Hmm.
Create the portal underneath you so that all of you fall into the warehouse, including the beast.
Including him! Well, shit.
Remember that you can also create portals out of your place. So worst case scenario, you just create a portal and make it fall back out.
You
If
could
Okay.
make it so they have
well,
a fight in the base, and that leads us time to get my shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, all right, we're moving, I say, as I create the
Okay.
very
So
large portal beneath us.
okay, so are you planning on getting it just into your warehouse, or are you going with the idea of delivering it straight up to the organization's base?
They wouldn't like that, right? But then it would be right in front of Lay, so...
Lay would like that.
All
I'm
right,
not
let's...
the rest of the organization.
Your job,
will.
right? You were told get Lay here, so...
Let's just go to the warehouse. There's a lot of people, right? So they're probably fine.
Well, you are able to get it, like, as you fall into the warehouse through the hole, the Grim very much does not, like, stop its pursuit. It sees that you fell into a hole, it explores the hole. You'll fall through, and you attempt to, as you're able to very quickly figure out, just across from you is the exit portal to get out to the base. You can see that Lay is now climbing through it.
Go
You
back.
also hear her cracking her knuckles.
Oh no. Right. You can fight either here or there.
You see, I really should have gotten a warehouse. I wasn't expecting combat in a warehouse, actually.
Use the same one, right? Which is that Amazon warehouse thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
one
I don't have
originally
that.
a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Long time ago. What does it look like?
Well,
What did you-
we'll use our imaginations.
Imagination.
I'm going to say to Lynn, can you drop me off so I'm able to... somewhere that's not the main base?
She can't change her portals like that.
Do you
Damn.
want to just go back out the portal around it?
It's going to be
I
quite a
can't do it. I
distance.
mean,
Yeah.
We could say I...
If you go out through the path that's if you go out through the path that you just entered from, it'll be multiple miles to get to your target location, whereas it will only be 1 mile if you go out through the base.
True. I don't know who's at the base, though. In theory, that should be fine. And I'm fucking off from this giant creature, so... Technically, I am within my right to fuck off. So just don't do that. Just don't go back to the base.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
So
not...
you are going to separate from the rest of the group.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
and escape.
Katie. Katie, come along.
Katie, do you want to follow along with him in order to go pick up spy secrets, or do you want to watch what this Grim can do?
Katie realizing that she is unable to tame this Grim and be its friend. Honestly, it's just looking at it. untamed, unfriendable is just kind of depressing for her. It also, she doesn't want to have to witness its death.
That's fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
She-
Fair enough.
She looks at it. It's like, farewell.
Evacuation
forever
order
remember
still
what
in
could have been.
notice. I'm not
Forever remember what might have
suicidal.
been. What might have been between us. She healies off with Hunter.
I ain't
As you
suicidal.
do, you both are able to see that the boss is approaching the portal hole.
Mm-hmm.
As you duck out, he ends up giving you a small nod and stepping through, seemingly intent on engaging the opponent.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off towards my location now while they're having fun doing whatever the hell they're doing. I ain't part of that shit. I ain't got that hard of a death threat, please. Okay.
Hi,
Should
boss.
I go with though? Just like cause
You're
then I
welcome
could
to
close
come
the
with.
portal,
Yeah,
because then I can portal you immediately back into the base.
that's a
wherever
good
you're going
point. Yeah,
to.
you should come with. Also, still the evacuation notice. So
Oh, but then they'll wonder where like so many of our 3 out of the 4.
We were
of our
told to
4
fuck off, so we weren't told this is a death level threat. So yeah.
I'm just
All right.
picturing you guys all doing this, and Jackalope just yelling at Lynn to punch him.
To Lay, not to Lynn.
Look, there's a lot of names that I'm not
There
familiar with.
Yeah,
I would be very concerned if Lynn tried punching us.
Okay, Lay does not hesitate whatsoever. Roll endurance.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 degrees of
Holy
success.
heck.
You feel your cheekbone caving in fairly violently. Roll 2 degrees of success due to the level of injury, though. It's another 5, so that puts you at... You've used 1 success, you've gotten a total of 2 4/6, so you're at 1 4/6.
Hey. Alright. As I could just imagine like him yelling that as he's still running, she just decks him and he just bounces off the ground. Thank you. Alright.
Behind you, you can see a good amount of people are now filing into the warehouse alongside you.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, we ain't suicidal, they are.
He's not a pain slut. His semblance requires him to take a hit.
Oh, is Rust inside of that warehouse now surrounded
Yes.
by the 30 freaking people? Who is not?
This was not an intentional outcome, but I'll take it.
Oh, Rust is going to have a very bad
As it approaches you, there's more sound, and Jackalope is able to see it.
Yep, the portal's still open.
Yep. They are the other members of Rust's team.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, that's a free fall. Oh no.
So what I will say is, it's probably for the best that you that the most of you got out of there, because this is gonna get spicy.
Hunter knows when to fold, and even if he wasn't going for something he didn't want the others to know, this is a situation in which he would say, "Nope, I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as the conflict begins, Jackalope, what's your overall survival strategy here?
Dodge as many hits as I can. If I take a hit, I use my gauntlets to block it. If I get sent into a wall, cool. If I can absorb as many hits as I can, cool. I.e., my whole battle strategy was, these are a bunch of meat shields that I hope I don't kill once I unleash about 4 or 5 charges all at once, if possible.
Oh my
Question for the DM.
What's up?
the house that I have in the warehouse.
Oh.
Does it not die? Does it
That
come back
poor
after being
house.
obliterated? I don't have
No.
anything in the warehouse, but except for the house, because it's the first jump.
We'll rebuild it. Don't worry.
What about my photos in my house?
Well,
That poor
what I can
fucking
confidently
house.
say is
I'm gonna cry.
look, honestly, shit happens sometimes. You just gotta live with it.
I'm just gonna
house-
fucking cry in despair after this fucking battle.
All right, all 12 people are slotted into the turn order. I'm not making people roll. I just put them in an arbitrary order, starting with the player character, followed by the boss.
Cool.
So, as a heads up, as the big boss character, and because of the nature of the action economy, it does have multiple attacks per round.
Oh, can I shunt them out by closing the portal and they go into the well, I guess it depends.
If you
Forest.
close the portal, that just means that people cannot go into it. It
I
does
thought
not force
that
people
we had
out.
I thought it says that for the warehouse, if you can't. Oh wait, the doors can't
Yeah,
close.
force
if there's-
wall. Yeah, doors can't close.
Oh come on, let me read this again.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but yeah, as long as you are inside the cosmic warehouse, the doorway can't be closed. But also, living people can't be stored in there.
Yep.
Now,
Right.
normally, other people can enter the cosmic warehouse with you, but they leave when you do. However, due to the nature of the fact that we also allowed, say, Hunter to leave his warehouse while you were in his med bay, that clearly sets a precedent there. That
So Jackalope would have to leave.
it's more that, like, as if you opened the portal and allowed people in, then they can be in there until they leave through some method or another, such as, say, A, dying, B, being entirely removed from there by force, or C, leaving by their own will.
But what about the third rule being that other people can enter it, but they leave when you do? Then
one
could we
has-
just say that if jumpers are in there, people stay in there, but if jumpers leave,
I mean,
they have to
I
be
guess
kicked
then
out?
that means that if Jackalope leaves, then
Everybody.
it does mean that you wouldn't. It would mean that's complicated. So technically speaking, that means that once you left there, everyone should have been shunted out immediately.
Since we did the hunter thing, could we just say that if there's a jumper in there that I allowed to be in there, that people would be stunted out if Jackalope or the last whatever jumper I allowed to be in there to be.
The problem
Okay,
is you've
here's
also
the
allowed
thing.
other people in there. For example, you explicitly wanted to allow Lei in there in the first place.
Right, but they're not jumpers, they're just other people. And they're not really.
While true, the fact that you gave explicit permission to a non-jumper and allowed them in independently from that makes me think that it should lean in the way of that.
Mhm.
Let's see. I would say... You know what? I am going to roll a d6. The higher the number, the more beneficial the ruling will be in the player's favor.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. You think I'm gonna give up this fight now that I
Oh, no.
have backup?
Yeah, no, I don't think you are. But 3, so there's more on... Okay, so what it's going to be is if any person inside of there has been sanctioned by you, they cannot be shunted out forcibly. So in this case, that means that as long as either Lei or Jackalope, both of whom have your approval to be in there, are inside of there, then it cannot be forcibly shut down and force people out. However, if both Lei and Jackalope were to be evacuated, willing or not, then you could, with your will, forcibly shunt everyone out at the same time. However, doing so will shut any and all portals that you have open at that time.
I will. I accept this concession. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah. Now, let's just see if it's even possible to get Lei and Jackalope out of there on purpose.
The 2 battle junkies, now with a 3rd battle
You know
junkie.
what? I've accepted that now it's going to be destroyed. Now that I
That
cannot
poor
actually.
house.
Look, I will help you rebuild after the fact. Jackalope's an adrenaline junkie, and this entire experience has his heart rate through the roof. He feels like Hisoka seeing a strong opponent, okay?
That's horrible.
He is in elation right now, and now he has a bunch of people who are willing to fight this thing instead of him and one other person. That means he can take time to actually gain enough charges. That's a good thing.
Actually, now that I think about it, there's one more person I should bring out. If I could just remember where I put her. There she is.
Concern.
The healer.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. do you even think about that?
Yeah, I'd forgotten that. Yeah, no, that's a pretty valuable thing. So, Jackalope, it will be technically your turn first. However, despite the injuries you're feeling, your body feels like it's rapidly restoring itself as Yukari is activating her semblance in order to heal you. This is not removing any of your stored charges. It just basically means that you can take even more hits now.
Yay. As Jackalope sits there and that smile that he's been kind of holding back a little bit for during this running segment, it's now just full bore.
Oh, God.
Like, I'm talking, like, grinning ear to ear.
I feel like the nurse should be fucking concerned.
I think that everyone's a little concerned now that they're face to face with a gosh dang Minotaur.
Yeah, that's fair.
As Jackalope's actually going to do something unexpected, and he's going to start barking out orders.
Go ahead.
Rust! Pin down its movement. Revolver boy, you got ice in that sucker?
Yeah.
Aim for its legs. If not, its arm. Poison.
Who's poison? Oh, Strix. Okay, yeah. As you shout poison, his rapidly the same fur appears on his body.
Thank you. When do what you think is best.
Always do.
Lay.
You know that next words aren't commit gratuitous violence, I'm going to be breaking from orders.
No, I was gonna say, you remember that thing that destroyed both of our arms?
Yeah, I believe it's called a fucking punch.
Yeah, I want you to go harder than that.
Now you're speaking my language.
I think the rest of you should be able to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
This is nice.
All right. Jackalope, it is your move.
Jackalope's going to get in a runner's stance and full bore himself towards this thing.
Jesus.
Okay. As you enter the stance, it's clear that it is preparing for an attack in that it raises its blade around to its torso level.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You guess you didn't give me something entertaining for once.
So, what kind of attack do you launch?
He's gonna full bore towards this thing at max speed from this runner stance. And he's just gonna shoulder check into its blade on purpose.
Okie doke. Make a strength check versus its strength. 1 degree of success to 1 degree of success, but you got a 6 to its 5. So you are able to forcibly shove it back a bit. It is currently in its Minotaur form instead of its Centaur form, so it is forced back about 2 steps.
And I'm gonna grab onto that blade.
Oh, no.
Doke. I'm assuming you're grabbing from the non-sharp end.
I mean, I have gauntlets.
Okay. As you grab onto it, is there anything else that you do with it?
I'm going to prepare to take a hit.
Okay. As you prepare for that, the thing, you can hear a low, vibrating almost trilling sound coming from inside of it. If you had to parallel it to what a human's sound would be, it would be a laugh. Its body is made of a pseudo liquid. So instead of trying to directly attack you, it just steps into you, and as its blade reverts back to a fluid and starts wrapping around the hand that grabbed it. And it's just basically, it's turning itself into a pool of water and falling onto you.
Oh, it's turning into water. I have 2 different dust types that I use to make my explosions. One of those is ice.
Okay. You can since you said you were preparing to take a hit, I will allow you to activate like a point blank dust attack. However, as a heads up, a point blank dust detonation will affect you as well.
That's fine, because that means that I gain something out of it, more or less.
Roll endurance. Since it's an explosion, the damage won't really be determined by your roll, but your ability to defend from it will.
Oh, so it's the ice. It's only the ice. Typically, Jackalope makes more or less Jackalope's explosions are more or less steam explosions, because a rapid change in temperature right in front of him in a very quick succession, as he uses he uses on each gauntlet 4 ice containers in one enlarged fire container to basically create steam explosions from his gauntlets at all times.
Okay. So you'll be rapidly freezing it over. At the point blank, the rapid temperature change will, of course, still be affecting you. And with no successes, roll a... Actually, your thing is kinetic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's kinetic, so this won't do anything.
Yeah, it won't. As you start rapidly freezing outwards, you're able to freeze most of the portion, like pretty much everything directly in contact with the gauntlet, such as the blade and like, completely frozen. But as it continues to just keep leaning forward with almost 20 feet of its height curling around, forming more or less a dome around you, you can't freeze all of it. And what you do notice is that while it doesn't take the action just yet, the fact that in the light, the very low light that you can see in there, the fact that the inner linings of the dome are now becoming very thin spikes that are getting ready to surge out does not look good.
Interesting.
However, Carmine and his Peacekeeper immediately follow up with a couple of shots. Rapidly slotting in shots at an abnormally fast rate, he's able to fire 3 of the massive shells into areas around the target, before each of them seem to detonate with a different element. One of them creates more or less an ice wall that starts climbing up the side of the Minotaur, while another one is an electric charge that seems to surge through it. Jackalope, you notice that when when a source of electricity surges through it, the visual quality of the grim fluid seems to very rapidly change. Rather than being the liquidy, manipulable spikes, it suddenly becomes rock solid when you see that. The last one is flame, as it just explodes outwards and seems to scorch a huge amount of it. However, it doesn't seem to deal any significant lasting damage, as the damage caused by the fire is immediately taken away. From a glance, it seems to take normal damage from ice, very little damage from fire, and electric seems to have a unique effect on it.
Neat.
Meanwhile, Strix surges forward and gets into melee distance, slamming a fist directly against the creature itself, which the large furry spikes seem to wedge in there and start slashing it apart. But from the seams of things, poison doesn't appear to have an effect on it, because you cannot see any changes, aside from the fact that it is recoiling from the amount of physical clawing that's taking place, while Tempest's attacks appear to be just reinforcing each of the swings of Strix to hit even harder. But after that crew's set of attacks, it once again surges outwards. Its entire body seems to expand out instead of trying to impale you, as it instead has a large spear that shoots outwards towards Strix. Damn! Strix is more than capable of dodging off to the side as the thing very nearly clips him, but instead only drags along the sharp, serrated fur across his body. It recoils backwards, and you can see that the structure of it is now beginning to relax again. It's no longer electrocuted and stiffened. So you could potentially either try to escape or something else with the slightly less thick stuff.
Hmm.
I'm just going to inject a couple of your turns as well, because player characters are... There's way too many characters in this fight.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah. So go ahead and take your action.
Yeah, Jackalope's gonna jump back and aim for its mask and punch.
Okay, aiming directly for the mask. So this is going to be a dexterity roll. It's a bit hard to hit with a degree of success, and right now it's semi-stiffened, so it does lose one of its die, but a degree of success. 2,
Jeez.
they match. However, you got 13 to his 8, so ultimately you do take the victory on that roll. Go ahead and roll strength for quantity of damage. 2 degrees of success, and versus its endurance. Oh, that's my phone. Only 1 degree of success.
Oh, wow.
It ends. You can see that it takes a considerable amount of damage to the mask, a large crack suddenly surging across it from where your points of impact was. It seems to fall backwards at that, creating more or less a hole that it avoids touching you as it seems to move back towards the team, the most of Team Carmine. Team Caster, that was the name. It seems like that definitely did a lot more damage than any attacks that have been dealt to the black substance.
Gotcha.
See. That Hikari, the red-haired one, also surges forward as she seems to reach down onto the ground and touch it. As you can tell, her energy seems to surge outwards from it. The grass seems to almost decay around where she touches, as you can see the energy start creeping up from beneath the creature. It doesn't seem to deal any damage, but you do notice it's moving slower. And now Lei steps forward. As she walks right by you, she does ask, need another hit?
Actually, that might be useful right now.
She backhands you 2 degrees of success.
Cool.
Let's see, since you're just directly... Ooh. Not great in terms of the endurance roll, but fortunately, you can feel Yukari's healing effects still affecting you. Go ahead and roll 2d6 now for the... Well, you just got 2 full stored successes.
So that makes 3.
Yep, you've got 3 and 4/6 currently. However, while her backhand was her first attack, it wasn't her major one. You do end up getting knocked back by about 6 feet, as you notice that her backhanding you was part of her wind-up for her punch. As she ends up throwing it, you can see that the air seems to distort around her, as even before her fist comes into contact with it, the fluid around the fluid substance that makes up it is blown away through the force of the air pressure around the thing, blasting a hole clean through it. But as known due to the what you've been seeing, damaging the black fluid does not seem to deal significant damage. She seems a bit disappointed at that. Meanwhile, Rust is actually looking between you and it. So, we want to crack it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. She ends up swinging down the ballistic scythe, and as the blade carves into the ground, stabilizing it considerably. Don't mind me, I'm just going to take a second to prepare. Big guy, you're up. Sure enough, he steps forward and he raises his staff as a large black orb seems to appear above the creature. This one, as the light shimmers off it, rather than looking like the grim fluid, it has this purple sheen to it. As he lowers the staff, you watch as the large orb seems to start crushing into it. At a guess, it seems similar but different from Lynn's ability. There's some sort of gravity manipulation going on, but you can't tell what kind, as it seems to just be rapidly crushed against the ground. Due to the compression, it's now only standing at about 12 feet tall compared to its usual 20. Despite that, though, as it raises its cleaver, it seems to hold at its side before swinging horizontally and hitting considerably more than just those in melee distance. Let me draw these circles, so... Oh, there isn't a way to do it that... Okay, so it'll be around... that large... Okay, so Rust is just barely out of the range. So are you going to resist or dodge?
Resist.
Okay. Oof. Then first is Hikari, 1 degree of success. Lei, no degrees of success. Carmine, 1 degree of success. Strix actually has that, 2 degrees of success. While Tempest has 1 degree of success.
Strix is just doing absolute awesome today.
Yeah, Strix is able to pretty easily avoid it, more or less stepping over it in his continued attack on the creature. Now let's see, the person... So out of everyone, it looks like you and Lei were the only ones who ended up taking marked damage. You, because you didn't roll high enough, same with her. As it slams into her, you notice that rather than impacting directly against her skin and breaking it open, you can see that as it cuts open a portion of her shirt, that there's a line of chains along her skin. Seemingly very thick chain mail. And in your case, roll a d6 to see how much more charge you get. 3. That puts you up to 4 1/6 stored charges. You've got a lot of degrees of success stored up right now.
Yeah, I only need 1 more.
Rose kind of lifts her thumb up and seems to be taking careful aim before reaching into her back pocket and throwing a pipe bomb.
It's a pipe bomb.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
1 degree of success. It ends up landing directly into the throat area of the thing, as it seems to be confused for a moment before the pipe bomb goes beep. So let's see its resistance roll. 1 degree of success is not going to be enough for a point-blank pipe bomb to the throat. Chunks of it spatter across the surrounding area, a few of the large bone-like outcroppings even separating from the main body and skittering off to the side. However, none of the bone outcroppings seem to have suffered overly significant damage, but you notice that the ones that are further separated from the body of the creature are moving a lot more sluggishly in their attempts to get back to the main structure.
All right.
Meanwhile, the twin guards both surge forward, both wielding what appears to be a pair of weapons that honestly aren't dissimilar to Senor Nyarlathotep. The way that they have the blades set up alongside the handgun portions. Immediately, they both jump straight upwards and are both targeting the same spot, one of the large bone outcroppings that formed the hip of the creature. Specifically aiming for that, they end up getting a... Oh, that wasn't even typing. That's 1 degree of success between them, as they end up managing to leave a pretty significant gash in the hip portion. Unlike the fluid, the bone is not able to regenerate itself quickly. Yukari's turn comes around, and she focuses her entire turn on healing you as much as she can, since you're the one who's been taking the most significant damage.
From the enemy and ally.
I mean, whatever works. It is now your move again.
Gonna walk up. Hey, Lynn.
You mean Lei?
Look, I'm messing up names as the player, not the character.
Yeah, just checking.
I need you to hit me really hard.
Oof. You know what? Sure. Hey, Yukari. Make sure he doesn't go into shock.
Oh my god.
You must be just going like, come on.
I just wanted a
Eighth
nap.
time she's healed.
And after you hit me, I need everyone to back up.
At that, she rolls her shoulder and says, "Okay, how hard?"
I need enough for at least a charge or two. Because this is the most charges I've held since I got to this place. And I broke all my bones last time I did this.
Cool.
So we'll find out.
She rears her hands back and lightly taps you on the chest with the back of her hand. A moment later, a chain appears between her hand and your chest. I'd say grit your teeth. That's not going to be enough. So with her full force mixed together with her semblance, I'm going to... Probably the largest roll we're going to see in a while because you're not resisting it at all.
No.
No degrees of success.
Jeez.
You could take the average of them, add them all together.
Huh.
Honestly, yeah, add them all together and
15 divided by 3. Does that work?
Yeah, sure. As the blow ends up going in, you do feel your chest caving. You are pretty sure that your ribcage has now grazed several of your internal organs. But, if nothing else, it is kinetic damage. Roll 2d6 with a guaranteed charge on top of it.
That is...
You have 6 and 5/6 charges right now.
No.
And, a moment later, there's a... let's just round it out. Kia throws one of her own gauntlets, and it bounces off the side of your head. It does not deal significant damage. It gives you just enough to push you over to the last charge, though. Because I want to know what you're about to do with 7 guaranteed degrees of success at minimum.
Yeah. Jackalope just... The grin becomes serene in a weird way. Like, creepily serene.
Pain is almost euphoric, Sam.
It's not even the pain. He's not seen what 7 charges can do. He's only seen what 4 can do up to this point in his life in this world. He's got 7 charges. And with 2, he's able to blow apart train cars. He has no idea what 7 can do.
Hell yeah.
It's
Oh no, my
elation.
house. Whatever.
He'll help you rebuild if he lives.
Thank you.
As he again tells people, everyone in the room, to back up because he's not sure what's about to happen.
Strix, Carmine, and Tempest, their first thought is like, okay, how do we back off? Their second thought is, oh god, we're in the line of fire. So Carmine
he was going to uppercut.
That's not what Carmine thinks is about to happen. So Carmine immediately grabs Strix and Tempest, and they all jump through the portal back out. Just to be safe.
Fair. And Jackalope's going to use that flexibility of his, and he's going to go low, and I mean low.
As you go real low, you notice, interestingly, despite the fact that you're inside of the large purple gravitation orb of the giant dude, you're not feeling weighed down at all. Only the creature seems to be being affected by it right now. As he lowers his staff even further until one of the finger bones touches the ground, the creature is now forced with enough gravitational force. It is compressed down to only about 6 feet tall, which means that you do not even have to jump to be able to uppercut where its mask currently is.
Yep, and I'm just going to roll. And then I'm going to add those 7 degrees of success to that roll.
That's a total of 8 degrees of success. So the first thing that you notice is that by the time the move is done, your ears are ringing. Your time in the military is very familiar with this specific ringing. It's like a grenade just went off. You can't hear a damn thing. And based on everything around you, the fact that you can't see, it might as well have been a flashbang as well. There's a phantom pain that runs up your entire right arm. You cannot feel like much except a searing agony through the entirety of it. Notice that Lei has been thrown back about 30 feet and is looking a bit dazed. Aside from that, you can't see much of anything, aside from the fact that, so, let's see, what's the best way to describe it? Let's see, so I'm going to put that there, and then, see, that'll be black, and that'll be black, so that I can then draw. That's how much is left.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Seemingly unbidden, seemingly not even understanding that what just happened to it, the legs seem to move on their own to take several steps backwards before just falling back. They end up falling through the portal as you hear a light thump and Carmine going, ow, what? What?
Oh my gosh.
Everything feels like pain. I am in elation.
Immediately, you feel the healing energy of Yukari. You can also hear her saying a series of expletives that I am just not willing to say on stream.
I was never joking about the nuke.
Interestingly, while you're sure you said words, now that your hearing is slowly coming back, you're realizing that the words aren't actually coming out of you. You're not actually saying the words. Your mouth is moving, but your vision is restoring enough that you no longer have the tunnel vision. You're able to see that the phantom pain in your arm, phantom pain is accurate. You don't have an arm.
Oh, cool.
So everything up to your shoulder is just gone. And it seems like it seared itself shut from the overall explosive force and the velocity. You're not sure what happened, but at a guess, with the full 8 stored successes, you created a sonic boom and flashbanged yourself while flash frying and evaporating the majority of the Grimm's body at once.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're in critical condition. Please roll endurance.
Cool. Yeah, I figured something like that. Again, this was. I don't know what this could do. Neat.
1 degree of success. All right, you passed on your first death saving throw, so you're still alive.
Cool.
Woo!
However, you're not feeling so hot. You're probably about to pass out.
You done nuked yourself?
You notice that Lei approaches you, looking rather dazed, and you can tell that a good amount of her outfit is actually singed from just having been near you when you punched. She looks down at you, and she can't say words, but she mouths them. First, she points to you, then herself. She punches her own fist, and just mouths the words, "Next time."
He wants to laugh, but he can't move. He's doing everything in his power just to stay standing.
Your body begins to float off the ground as the large man uses his staff to more or less carry you, utilizing the gravity manipulation. Meanwhile, Yukari is continuing to say words that I will not repeat on stream. Most of them have to do with the quality of your intelligence and what deity of education must have spurned you in a past life.
In response to that, Jackalope will attempt to reply. Actually, he wears a suit.
That Rose walks up, and there's a momentary pause before she pulls out a small card, which appears to have her contact information, and slips it into what remains of one of your pockets.
Neat.
Toodles. And then she ditches to join the rest of her team.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, you're ferried out.
Uh-huh.
Katie and Lynn, were you headed with for the pickup
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Hunter? Okay.
Mhm.
When you
Yeah,
finally
we all
arrive
left.
back, it's uneventful. Blissfully uneventful.
It's
As you're able to
nice.
get the pickup. When you get back, the only thing that you're 100% sure of is that everyone looks tired. The only thing that you
goodness.
don't see is Jackalope and Yukari.
Oh man.
We should
Wait,
probably.
we
save
would have
this
had
for
to
next
gone through
episode.
my warehouse to get back, wouldn't we?
Well, that's your
Yeah.
choice. You also could have run there not trusting your warehouse. That is an option.
I'm in a state of hesitation. What? I'm kind of scared. What does my warehouse look like? Oh no.
We should probably save this for the next episode, though.
Yep. That's why I'm
'cause,
wrapping it up.
Past 9. Yep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to check out the rest of our episodes on Tables of Tartarus, as well as our other TTRPG Shifting Fates on Fridays from 7 to 10 p.m. And go check out Vods of Valhalla as well. Both are on YouTube. If you guys want to check out some of our other streams, we stream most of the week, I think, aside from Saturday and Wednesday from 7 p.m. for a couple of hours. So feel free to join us. If you haven't already, hit the follow button, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
So
See
8
ya.
degrees of success is too much.
Yes, if you ever release 8 degrees of success again without a healer on hand, I will make you roll